Right. For this type of question, you are going to expand using the distributive property, which means that you're going to multiply everything in the bracket by the coefficient in front of the bracket. So here we're going to multiply everything by 3, and so this will be 3x subtract 3 is equal to 12. We'll add 3 to both sides. So this is going to be then 3x is equal to 15. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x is equal to 5. Here, when we expand, we get 5x plus 10 is equal to 10. So we subtract 10 from both sides of the equation, and we get 5x is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 5, and we get x is equal to 0. Now in each case here, if we sub back in for here x equals 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, 3 times 4 is 12. So it works out. Here 0 plus 2 is 2, 5 times 2 is 10. So the solution we get satisfies the equation. So the next one, we're going to add 3 to both sides of the equation here. So plus 3, plus 3. So we end up then with x is equal to negative 11. Here, we'll take off the bracket from the right-hand side of the equation. So this is x subtract 2 is equal to 2 times x is 2x. Subtract 2. And now we can do one of two things. I'm going to subtract x from both sides because that'll be the easiest method. You could subtract 2x from both sides, but you should get the same answer. So 2x subtract x is just x subtract 2, and 2 minus x is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. So now I'm going to flip this around. So negative, you don't need to, but I'm just going to do it that way because some people prefer the variable being on the left. So I'm going to then add 2 to both sides of the equations because we have x minus 2 plus 2 is going to isolate the term with the variable. So that is equal to negative 2 plus 2. So x is equal to 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 0 minus negative 1 is negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So both sides of the equation simplify to be negative 2 when x is equal to 0. So 3 subtract, we're going to subtract y from both sides. Is equal to, oh sorry, I forgot my minus 2. So it equals y minus y plus 4. So 3y minus y is 2y. Subtract 2 is equal to y minus y is 0 plus 4 is 4. We're going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. Oh, sorry, add 2 to both sides of the equation. So add 2 to the left side and the right side, and that will isolate the 2y. So this is 2y, subtract 2 plus 2 is 0, so it just ends up being 2y, is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2, and we get y equals 3. Now here, 3 times 3, when we sub in for y equals 3, is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. 3, when we sub in for y equals 3, 3 plus 4 is 7. So left side and the right side equals 7 when y equals 3. Now here we take the bracket off, so 4y is equal to negative 2 times 9 is negative 18, and negative 2 times negative y, the signs change, so this becomes plus 2y. So now I want to subtract 2y from both sides in order to get rid of the variable from the right-hand side of the equation. And so that simplifies to be 2y is equal to negative 18. We divide both sides by 2, and we get y is equal to negative 9. And again, if we sub back in, okay, 9 minus negative 9 is 9 minus negative 9 is the same as 9 plus 9. So that's 18. And negative 2 times 18 is negative 36. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. So both sides of the equation equal negative 36 when you sub back in for y equals 9, negative 9. So here, I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. So y subtract 3y plus 7 is equal to 3y subtract 3y minus 9. This simplifies to be negative 2y plus 7 is equal to 3y minus 3y is 0, minus 9 is negative 9. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides of the equation. So we have negative 2y is equal to negative 16. So now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2 because it's the opposite operation. And we end up with y is equal to 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract 9 is 15. So both sides of the equation equal 15 when you sub in for y equals 8. So here, 9y subtract 3 is equal to 3 times y minus 4 is 3y subtract 12. I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. And we end up with 6y subtract 3 is equal to 3 minus 3y is 0, minus 12 is negative 12. We now add 3 to both sides, and you end up with 6y is equal to negative 9. Divide both sides by 6, and you get y is equal to negative 9 over 6, but that reduces to negative 3 over 2. And if you sub back in for y equals negative 3 over 2, you'll end up with the same on both sides.